Hello everyone, welcome to Study Quest. Today is 27 August 2025 and I'm going to explain Assam Tribune Editorial which will be helpful for your upcoming APSC mains exam because in this video I have given the question related to today's topic and this will be helpful for your GS2, GS3 and GS5 paper. Today's article is about Rakhine crisis and Assam security, written by Bhaskar J. Mohanta and Dr. Hriday Sharma. And they said that when compassion collides with the geopolitical rivalries, pragmatism and diplomatic resilience must prevail to safeguard national security. So, first of all, let me tell you what Rakhine crisis is. It refers to a conflict and humanitarian emergency in the Rakhine state of Myanmar, and this main issue involves the Rohingya, which is a Muslim minority in Buddhist majority Myanmar. So, yeah, in 2017, there was a militant attack in Myanmar, which forced where they have burnt the houses, and there were killings of this Rohingya Muslim community, and they migrated or fled to the Bangladesh. So, Bangladesh now has one of the world's largest refugee camps in Cox's Bazar of Rohingya Muslim community, and this has established a humanitarian crisis, that is a refugee crisis which deal with the human rights abuses, and also this issue is geopolitical issue also because it involves Myanmar, Bangladesh, also India, because infiltration is has occurred in India too. Then it also involves the Asian United Nations and other powerful um, organizations. Okay, now Bangladesh has the largest refugees of Rohingyas, and now they have tied with Malaysia, which is a Muslim majority country, and Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has announced a joint delegation missions aimed at delivering food, medicine and supplies to the Rohingya refugees and other communities suffering from the conflict and displacement. Now, how it is going to impact India, and to be specific, how it will impact Assam and the northeastern state, that we will see in this video, and that is what it's mentioned in this article too. So, if you want, you can go through this article, and this article will be very useful for your GS paper to international relations and the GS paper 3 security. Okay. Now, let me just give you a gist on the crisis or the impact these Rohingya have in India. So, first of all, the first issue is about humanitarian refugee issue. So, thousands of Rohingya refugees have entered in India, mostly through Assam, West Bengal, Tripura, and Jammu and Kashmir. So, these refugees in India are staying without any legal status, and this is actually creating a humanitarian obligations versus security concerns. And India has not signed the 1951 Refugee Convention. So remember this, that India is not a signatory of 1951 Refugee Convention, so it handles them under domestic laws. Okay. Second thing which is a concern is the security concern. So intelligence agencies have warned of the possible radicalization of Rohingya youth by extremist groups. Okay. Now, illegal migration networks and human trafficking via the porous Bangladesh borders, Bangladesh India Bangladesh border will increase, and this will have an internal security risk. And the concentration of Rohingyas in sensitive areas like Jammu are seen as a demographic and security challenge, and also this will be a challenge for Assam too, because since Bangladesh and India, Bangladesh is the border area. In the Bangladesh border area, we have seen the migration, and because of that we are facing, or we are dealing the situation till now, and we are not having any solution. So now the third thing is the border management and Assam security. So India's northeast, like Assam, Mizoram, Tripura states have already faced the migration related issues or tensions, and Rohingya inflow now will complicate the NRC, that is the National Register of Citizens debate in Assam, which will also add to the ethnic and political sensitivities too. And then if we see in a geopolitical and diplomatic dimension, so this is a very important point because since if it comes in GS paper too, you have to write about the diplomatic relations too. So since India has to balance relations with Myanmar and Bangladesh, so supporting Bangladesh in handling refugees, India has given humanitarian aid to Cox's Bazar camps, but at the same time maintaining ties with Myanmar's government and military for strategic reasons like the Act East policy. Then Kaladan multimodal project, counter-insurgency operation is also very important. Now, if India criticizes Myanmar too strongly, it will risk pushing Myanmar closer to China, which already has deep influence there. So now balancing the situation for India is very important. Next, a fifth point, which is important according to the socio-economic angle. So now, if Rohingya refugees in India work in the informal sector, like the construction or small labor sector or anything like that, then it will trigger resentment from local population over jobs and wages. So now, Assam is already facing this, that there is lack of jobs and wages. We don't have that much of job and wages in Assam. And if they also come and work in that sector, then the locals will suffer. And the crisis thus links to the debates on migration, citizenship, and national identity in India. So, in a summary, if I said that Rakhine crisis impacts India in five major ways. First is the refugee inflows, which will have a humanitarian challenge. Second is the security risk, that will have radicalization or trafficking, and there may be some cross border uh, arm distribution. And third thing is the border pressure, that will mainly have impact in Assam and northeastern states. And then diplomatic balance will also be in focus, that is especially between Bangladesh, Myanmar, and China. And socio-economic tensions will definitely be there for jobs, resources, and identity politics. So this is just the thing that I have described. Rest many more things are written in this article. You can go through the article, and let's see how what I have framed the question from this article and how you are going to answer it. So this is the question that I have framed, and it is important for GS2 international relations, GS3 internal security, and GS5 Assam part. The question is, the Rakhine crisis in Myanmar has not only triggered a humanitarian challenge but also raised serious concerns for India's internal security, particularly in the northeast. Critically examine the implications of Rakhine crisis on Assam's security and socio-political stability, suggest measures to balance humanitarian obligations with national security interests. So this is the question, and the question may come in a different way also, like it may come in international relations with Myanmar, or the diplomatic relation with Myanmar and Bangladesh in a combined way. So you have to prepare the topic accordingly. So, in the introduction part, I have said that the Rakhine crisis in Myanmar, marked by large scale persecution of Rohingya community, has spilled beyond Myanmar's border. For India, especially Assam and Northeast, the crisis is not just a humanitarian issue but a matter of border security, demographic balance, insurgency, and diplomatic strategy. So, obviously, for us, it is not just a humanitarian issue, it's a matter of border security, demographic balance, insurgency, and diplomatic strategy. So, focus in these keywords because these are very important keywords for this particular topic. First thing I took is the implication for Assam security and socio-political stability. And under this, the first topic is illegal migration and demographic stress. So we are aware of Assam's problem with dealing with the demographic composition that we have already seen in the NRC and citizenship related debates. So influx of Rohingya refugees through porous borders of Mizoram, Manipur, and Tripura could extend into Assam, and it will add pressure to Assam's already sensitive demographic composition. Second thing is that communal and ethnic tension will be there. So Assam has a history of migration related conflicts like Nelly massacre, then Assam agitation, etc. And arrival of Rohingya refugees may reignite this social political unrest, which will deepen the fault lines between the communities. Then insurgency and radicalization. There will be a possibility of insurgent groups in Northeast exploiting refugee camp for recruitment, and global terror outfits like ARSA and international jihadi networks have links with Rohingya issue, raising radicalization risk. Okay, now next topic that I took is border security challenges. So India and Myanmar border is very porous. We know that because there is free movement regime. Though our home minister last year have said that there should be fencing between the India Myanmar border. But the thing is that the area is densely forested area, and due to this, proper demarcation is not possible, and that is why there was no fence, and people from both the countries used to move freely across the border area. But now this thing will be a problem because immigrants or the migration may take place and they may come into Assam. So refugees influx can be used as a cover for smuggling, then trade of drugs and arms movement into Assam. Then next is the diplomatic strategic dimension. So balancing ties with Myanmar, vital for Act East policy, Kaladan project, and handling international pressure on humanitarian grounds. And any instability in Myanmar's Rakhine region affect connectivity projects that pass close to the Assam. So we know that the Kaladan project is going on to connect northeast with Kolkata directly, and then there will be problem if we don't see if we don't balance our strategy our diplomatic strategy in a proper way, then there will be a problem related to activist policy also, because India is having ties with Myanmar for many trade purposes. So we have to deal it with it's a very sensitive matter, and we should definitely deal with the proper strategy. Then next I have given the way forward. Then first I told you that first we should be make a policy which will be a balanced policy. So India must adopt a humane but security conscious approach, and refugees must be provided temporary humanitarian aid without granting political rights that can alter demography. Then border management. So strengthening surveillance along India-Myanmar border. Then technological solutions like fencing, drones, biometric tracking, etc. should be there. Then cooperative federalism should be there, like coordination between the center, Assam government, and with the other northeastern states on refugee registration and monitoring. Then regional diplomacy. So engage with Myanmar and Bangladesh for repatriation of Rohingya refugees, and use BIMSTEC and ASEAN platforms to push for regional solutions. And the last thing is that the socio-political sensitization that prevent communal narratives in Assam, which will promote awareness and dialogue to maintain harmony. So at last, I am giving the conclusion that Rakhine crisis is a reminder of how external conflicts can spill over into India's northeast, especially Assam, which may create security, demographic, and diplomatic challenges. A celebrated approach combining security measures, humanitarian sensitivity, and regional diplomacy is essential to safeguard Assam's stability while upholding India's global democratic image. So, this is how I'm going to end my answer. And with this, we came to the end of today's video. I hope you liked the video. We will meet in the next video. Till then, take care.